listen, this might be in the edited stuff at the end, but there's nothing wrong with attractive Japanese cartoon ladies, okay? I'm pretty sure that is in some kind of holy document somewhere.
Yeah, it's called being an enthusiast.
Yes. I'm a professional lady enjoyer.
He likes the art.
I love it for the articles. It's for the articles. Anyway, degeneracy aside, you know what has a lot of degeneracy?
What?
Night City.
You're right.
I am right. So I know I'm right because I'm John Arachne. So thank you for joining us. This is hopefully going to be the first video of a lot of stuff we do for all the games we play, I guess. Cyberpunk is going to be the very first one because out of all the games we play alphabetically, Cyberpunk is at the top. I think.
Yeah.
I think so. And you got to start alphabetically.
Count.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, we decided because of the fact that Monster Fight Club had a Kickstarter recently for the Cyberpunk Edgerunners expansion, separate game, whatever they want to call it, which also works with Combat Zone. We would do an unboxing of it because we had access to this facility. So I figured we'd give it a shot. What do you think about that, Mike?
I'm all for it.
Oh, gosh. Okay, good. All right. I was so nervous. I didn't even ask you.
I was just going to bail at this point.
I was like, see you later.
Second thought, we're done.
I'm out of here, buckos. So we legitimately have an unopened box provided to us by our loving friend and benefactor, Ernesto, the Fernesto, who has been on the Arachne podcast, which, of course, we will probably link to in the show notes. But we decided we were going to open this because this game doesn't get nearly as much attention as we think it should. And we're going to talk about the contents of it. We didn't get everything, but we got a lot of it. I think there's some character. Did we not? Okay, so we literally got all of it. So if it's in the Kickstarter, it's probably in this box. Maybe more than one. Okay, no, that's it. So, yeah, who knows what's going to come out of this box? I've completely forgotten. It's been like a year, which as far as Kickstarters go, that's really good.
Yeah, it was a really good turnaround time.
Because you figure, not to call out enemies or whatever, but Kingdom Death, I think is still going.
Is it really?
I think it's legitimately still going. I don't think it's ended yet.
Damn.
Yeah, it's been like, I feel like it's been like 10 years.
Same with Robotech. I don't think they
supposedly, we're going to go on a total diatribe. Yeah, but I think the Robo one, actually, something happened with it recently. I think it's actually might be finished. Yeah, something supposedly might actually come through, which I hope so. Robotech's really cool.
Yeah.
I'm not a big robot enthusiast, but.
That was like the biggest Kickstarter at that time.
Yes. And goes to show it didn't work, which I'm sure put a lot of fear in people's hearts. Anyway, so we're using this very technical tool to open the box. It's called a pair of scissors.
And when it says pair, it's actually just one scissor.
Just one, yeah.
That's the trick.
It's like a pair of panties. Why is it a pair? There's only one. But then bra is singular. It doesn't make sense. That's where we live in. All right. So there will probably be superimposed pictures of the stuff we're looking at. So if you can't necessarily see what we're showing while we're here, obviously we know that. The camera is a little bit far away. The first thing we got is a plastic card thickness gloss piece of white paper.
It's actually, if you hold it to the moonlight, it shows up some secret information.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's like with the video game Cyberpunk 2077 where they're still finding things about it. Yeah,
FF06.
Yeah, right. And there's something super hidden about this. So make sure it's a commemorative. Make sure you put it on your fridge. All right, so first off, we got the actual collector's edition box. It's a chunky box. Oh, I guess it's all just in this box. It's big. Oh, there's another gloss piece
There's a second one.
You know what? Forget this box. Let's just talk about the paper. All right, so obviously, very, very big box. This looks like it has two actual boxes in it. If I had to take a lucky guess, this is probably because one of them has standees and the other one probably has the actual models themselves, which I'm not sure if anyone... You're probably aware if you're watching this. When they decided to release this game, they were specifically targeting board gamers, and they were trying to get them to come into the miniatures game sphere. So the actual released product will be standees, very similar to the to Cyberpunk Red, released by Talasaurian.
Yes.
So that is kind of similar to that. So they're trying to get RPG players and board game players to play miniatures games. It's a very, very good attempt because I think it's a very good jump into it. Yeah,
it's a very. We've talked about this before. This is a game that you see a really easy transition from the board game environment into the miniature game world.
Yep. So, if anything, go ahead and talk about like what the idea behind this was, because you've played Cyberpunk. the video game. This is very video game.
So this is more based off the
Inspired.
the TV show on Netflix. So it's based in 2076. You have 2 gangs in this box. First one is the Santo Domingo gang, the nice upstart group mains game. So that is the main characters, Edgerunner group. They're trying to make the name for themselves in the time. And then the other group is Arasaka, led by Adam Smasher himself.
And on this, you have pictures of David, who's the main character of the TV show, and Adam Smasher, who is, I guess, not really the primary antagonist per se, but he is definitely a problem.
Big baddie in the world.
Yeah, he's the boss. He's the boss character.
Yeah, he's I think in like the whole timeline, he is one of the big baddies of like a single person you would pin down.
Yeah.
In
And
the top 5.
Adam Smasher's been kind of prevalent throughout the Cyberpunk lore for almost all of it, if not all of it. Pretty close.
He's been around for a long time.
And I will say, opening this box, one box is significantly heavier than the other. This is more than likely the actual retail product with the standees. This one has a significant more chunk to it just because of the fact that it has a bunch of miniatures in it. So we're just going to throw that in the garbage.
We want the stands. That's where the real value is.
Yeah, we need the standees. We don't have to paint them. Oh my gosh. And so it has been stated, and I guess I'm going to sort of make it semi-official here. We are planning on playing, well, me and Ernesto, the Fernesto, are planning on playing in the Cyberpunk tournament at Adepticon, hopefully with the contents of this box. So if you want to see these things painted by yours truly, pray for me. I can get it all done.
I think you got it.
I hope so.
Or just use the stand-ins.
Yeah, I guess we have the backup of the standees. That's true. And they have said that they're compatible with both, and they're will. I don't know. It's probably a tournament organizer thing specifically. But the front of the box has the thing that the company's been going over called The Moment, which is, I don't want to spoil anything, but, you know, Rebecca and Adam Smasher are having a discussion about something, and something happens in the show. I won't ruin it for anybody who hasn't seen the show. Highly recommend it. There's people looking at us. Comes with a 4-player campaign. Thanks, man. So 4-player campaign. I'm surprised it's actually for 4 because there's 2 gangs.
Yeah, but there's enough that you can make multiple different versions of the gangs.
Yes.
So there is enough content within this from your 2 gang choices to play 4 options, multiple options. There's
Which I love
a bunch of models.
I love that. And it's got some what appear to be new scenarios that aren't in the main rulebook for Combat Zone Red, or Red Cyberpunk Combat Zone. Not Red is the RPG.
Yeah.
Obviously they
Time of the Red.
stick with the Time of the Red. They obviously stick with the art style of the more recent video game type look with the blues and the yellows, as opposed to the main game, which is more red.
Yeah, they transition to the yellow and blue with all these cards for everything and all like the pamphlets.
And again, we'll try and get close-up pictures of these. But by the time this video comes out, the actual stuff will probably have hit the internet, so a lot of this stuff is probably going to be generally available to see, at least book-wise. But we'll take a couple pictures of it just to show it off. But it's definitely got art from the show, which if you're a big fan of the show, you're probably going to buy this box because there's just a lot of really cool stuff in it. This does actually appear to have models in it. Ooh. And a lot of cards. And we won't go over all the cards.
A lot of models.
Because the other box probably has the stretch goals. Okay, so this box does have all of it, and there's nothing hidden in the bottom.
So this is probably the base what you would buy post Kickstarter from the website.
Maybe, because the base game doesn't have the minis. So the box might be a little smaller than this, but again, we don't have anybody here from Monster Fight Club to say otherwise.
So we can say what we want.
Yeah, we can say literally whatever we want. Mike, I've always thought that your self-care regime was really impressive.
Saying what I want?
Yeah.
I do what I want.
Okay, good to hear. All right, so going through this, these are the models that we know and love from the game already. Like this one is obviously the Point Man. I'm not super familiar with the Arasaka figures themselves, but they're definitely similar, if not exactly the same. And I don't know, the material looks pretty similar.
Yeah, material looks similar to what the recent stuff we've been seeing from them.
Yeah, it's the same stuff. It doesn't.
Yeah.
They might. This might be the more refined formula because it's a little bit less bendy.
Did you hear someone just yell "wog"?
No, I didn't hear it. No.
Okay.
We are in. Oh, by the way, shout out to the store we do this in. We couldn't do it without them. Webway Games in Marlborough, Massachusetts.
Yeah, we were very lucky to be able to use their streaming room. As you can see from the Grand Archive art from that card game, if you guys seen that.
What's the name of his show?
Lineage Break, maybe?
Lineage Break. Okay,
I think
this
this
would. So actually, and it looks like some of these might be the old. I don't know if it's like a PVC technically,
I'm not too sure much about their formula.
but it's their usual like resiny plastic
There
type
you go.
stuff.
Here's the acrylic versions you can match up with the.
So as an example, this is definitely like more the old color, which again, hopefully we'll have pictures of that.
You'll have a
coming
close
on
up. I like the standees actually have it's double sided.
the thing. Oh, they have some. Oh, they have
So,
weight
like-
to them too. Oh, that's
So you have a picture on one side.
can
and
see
you have
their butt.
You can see the butt.
Oh wow, look at that! If you like standees where you can see their butt,
Yeah, you know which way they're facing.
that's amazing. Well, even though facing doesn't matter in this game.
No,
Okay, well it's just
but
for,
it matters
it's
to
for the
me.
emergency. It matters to babyface Mike. Gotta love that. Actually, wow, the art it actually looks really good.
Yeah.
It's got texture too. That's not bad.
Yeah, I think this.
Oh,
is,
it's on one side.
what's that one
It's like the actual print is on the back side. So the
I
front
see.
side's smooth, but the back has some texture. Yeah, these actually look really good. If you have any idea what the model is, so this is the I think this is the heavy tack guy. If you see that picture on the model, you could definitely tell what it is, and it's going to be about the same size as the model.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Look at the sword.
Yeah, this is team lead. I think this is team lead. This guy's a punk. I wasn't able to kill him last time I played. He's a bit of a punk.
Straight up punk. And then you have the
Moment.
centerpiece.
The moment itself,
Did we show
which
it?
as far what?
Do we show it?
Yeah, well, obviously
Okay.
it's a standee. It should be in the box. I think this is in the box. This one's in the
It
box.
should be, yeah.
And again, I think when I talked to the Monster Fight Club guy at Adepticon, he said that this was technically playable because I think Atom Smasher's on the same size base.
Yes.
So you could play him either as Rebecca or Adam,
A little variety.
I
piece.
guess, if you want to. I feel like one person is probably more inclined to win between these two. Like, obviously, if you're any balanced individual, you're probably more Team Rebecca anyway.
Smasher, which I have right here.
Yeah,
I have solo Smasher right there.
Smashy's a monster in this game. He's like 50 eddies by himself, I think. He's nasty. He's expensive. boy.
He is well worth it, though, I heard.
I think he's one of the few models that I think he has 4 actions. Last I checked. We'll look at the cards, obviously, but
Well, actually, I got a couple more name guys over here.
looks like he opened the box with Main's Gang in it.
Yeah, Main's Gang, and then looks like named Arasaka people.
Yeah, it should be the executive that appear. Again, I'm trying to keep it spoiler free, I guess, but the executive they interact with and the brain dance guy.
Yeah.
Kurosaki.
Yeah, I got Jimmy Kurosaki right
Yeah,
here.
Kurosaki. Look at that off the top of
And
my
then
head.
Boss Tanaka.
Okay, and you can clearly tell that they worked on this model a little bit more recently. The quality
Yeah.
of the sculpts has improved significantly. And let me just see if the texture of the PVC is the same. Yeah, it's pretty similar. So yeah, I think they're just clearly like refining their material more. And I think they're working with the material and they're getting better with it. Again, you can't see a whole lot on that, but
We can do a comparison because, like, you got Adult David and Falco. There's like complete difference. You can tell.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess
In
they're
the formula.
I guess the formula just kind of depends on the model.
Young David also looks good.
Yeah. Spoiler alert. David grows up.
What?
Yeah, he gets older. It's crazy.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Time works like that in Cyberpunk.
I will say the only slight downside I've seen with the models is I feel like adult David should be bigger.
Yeah, more bulky.
Yeah, because in the show he chromes up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he's almost he's like exactly the same size, but he's got a bigger gun. So I guess that means you're older.
Hey,
Oh, and interestingly enough, on his jacket he puts his gang's symbol on it. It's not on the young
yeah,
one.
it was on the young one. I remember that.
That's cool. I'm a big fan of that. I really dig this Kurosaki model. That's really cool. Good old Boss Tanaka. Yeah, this is the guy who goes for the brain dance, and some stuff happens. Again, this is probably a new. We're gonna look at the cards. It's probably gonna be a new leader for Arasaka. Is probably gonna be this guy. I would actually guess that maybe the Kurosaki's probably a merc.
Probably a merc.
I would guess.
I think you're probably going to get like 3 leaders out of this box.
Because you're going to get Main.
Arasaka.
There's 2 David. Young Dave is not a leader.
No. Yeah, if we're talking about for Main's crew, Main, David, and I could see them probably giving maybe Lucy?
I think Lucy's just a...
No, yeah, she would.
It's just a net runner. Falco looks good. Falco also, I did look at all the rules for these models. It's been a while, like when they first showed off a lot of this stuff. And they were all at least pretty good. I think some of the combinations that you'll have with these models, we're not fully aware of it yet, because technically this isn't even out yet. So who's to say? Like, we'll do our best to try and think about the rules and the potential combinations here. But I know that... And we'll put these to the side just so we have like a comparison of like the 2 different models, like the model qualities. Yeah. But I can say that almost all of Main's gang was yellow, and having access to one of the main rule developers with Mac, he specifically told us that this is a direction that he thinks that the game should probably go in that the colors on the cards are going to matter a lot more. So if you feel like maybe if you look at them, you're like, oh, wow, these guys seem like they might be a little underpowered or whatever like that, it might potentially be because this is going to be like the new design going forward. So they might get a huge potential power boost once everything's kind of brought together. So if you look at these and you're like, wow, these guys don't seem all that good, I would say maybe wait. I'm assuming eventually they're going to do some kind of balance pass.
Yeah.
And when they do, I think everything will kind of be a little bit more brought in line in that regard. Obviously, we got Main, the man, the myth, the legend.
Here's your girl.
It's my girl, my boy. Good old Rebecca. This is this is when this is adult David Rebecca when she replaces her hands.
Yes.
With her brother's grippers, I think. I guess or whatever. I don't know if that's the proper way to say that.
Careful with what you spoil.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling anything. Eventually, it's her brother,
Yeah, hand-me-downs.
Yeah. And of course, we have his brother, who is Pillar, doing the amazing middle finger thing. Yeah, you can't see this. I'm not going to show it to the camera. You're not going to see it. But it looks really good. A lot of these guys are made out of what appears... I don't know if it's a new formulation, but the details on these are much sharper than the earlier released products, which makes sense. They're working with the material. They're getting better. We got Kiwi. Gotta love Kiwi.
She's got a really interesting backstory.
Yeah, Kiwi's interesting because they're gonna make a show. They're doing something to elaborate on Kiwi's background.
Yeah, they're putting out more information about it. I forgot where.
Is it a show? I don't remember if they said they were gonna do a show or not. But maybe it's a book.
Maybe it's a book. I know they. I know at this point there are. Maybe 2 books out for Rebecca and Pilar's
sweet
background.
Yeah, sweet. I'd love to read that.
Yeah, and that was dropped completely by surprise. No one knew ahead of time. Community all freaked out. It was great.
Yeah. It was like totally. It was totally like blindsided. Yeah. We were just like sitting. I remember I was riding in the car. We were going somewhere, and it just happened to be like on my news feed.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, new Cyberpunk thing. It's like only in Japanese right now.
Yeah.
And then it's coming into English later or something like that. I distinctly remember that. And then Dorio, who's main squeeze. That doesn't sound... That'd be hard to say 5 times fast.
Main squeeze. Main squeeze. I picture the state of Maine whenever I say it, so it makes it easier for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Maine's not far from us. We're in Massachusetts. So then we got Lucy, classic. She's got her outfit that's very popular, to say the least. She does have the single strand of hair thing on the left side. That's good. I was a little worried that they wouldn't be able to show that off. Model looks solid.
Yeah, her model is really solid. Really good detail.
I think the only downsides, again, to be slightly like really hypercritical. Like whenever I come up with these things, it's mostly just so I don't sound like I'm
Complete shill.
Yeah, I'm not shilling, to say the least. But I think most of these models all look really good. I think Lucy's probably the one that I'm the most disappointed in. But I think that if they're going for the Lucy after David becomes an adult, I think they got it.
Yeah.
Because
they were going for young, wild Lucy.
She would have been a little more hectic looking, I think.
I picture like the ambulance scene.
Yeah, that I would love a model of that where they're on the gurney,
just going right through the streets.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite scenes in all of like animes. I guess what do you want to talk about first? Cards?
Yeah.
I just talk about equipment.
Let's look at the gear.
We were actually talking about this off camera yesterday.
Probably.
That we weren't sure how the decks in this were going to work because we were thinking maybe there might be like because I think Mac has talked about it, where there's going to be a universal deck.
Yeah, they're going to be going to a universal deck, but that's for the red as far as I know. I need scissors.
Oh, scissors.
I'm not.
You got tiny, beautiful fingers.
I got baby hands.
All right, so these appear to be Arasaka specific. So there is a Arasaka specific deck.
Yes.
Is this the exact same as the one that's already out? I don't know. We don't have access to it. I don't think.
Not.
If it's not exactly the same, it might be a replacement. But it's got the common stuff in there. You got the SMGs, you got the air hypos, you got assault rifles at 0 rep. Gotta love that.
I also got some Arasaka cards too.
But
yeah, I think these cards are more updated for the 2076 time. So you're going to see more unique guns than you would see in the regular red timeline.
And as far as I'm aware, these are all cross-compatible.
Yeah, you can definitely tell because, I mean, like 14 eddies for a sniper rifle, deadly crits accurate.
For 3 rep.
But it's a Remington gyro sniper
Deadly
rifle.
crit's accurate.
Which makes it different.
That's not bad. Bulky. Oh, gosh, what is bulky? Bulky means you can only shoot it once? Is that what that is? Or that's complicated? That's difficult, I think. I think that's what the difficult keyword is. I forget what bulky is.
Probably only have one bulky item.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, thank you. That is exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. We play the game, I promise.
I watched him play it once.
Yeah, that's true.
He wouldn't let me play.
He was like, stay away, idiot. But yeah, the art of the cards is definitely different. At least as far as I'm aware.
This is a really good one. Authorized drone strike.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It's a discard one.
I'm assuming you literally blow something up with a drone.
Yeah. 6 stars, 6 eddies, rarity 1. Discard. Place up to 2 impact tokens on the base contact with up to 2 visible models. All models within red of it. Must win a reflex roll versus the obstacle die or suffer a wound. The obstacle die gains a bonus equal to the model's tech skill.
Okay.
So real good with a hacker.
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Well, and it requires tech to use.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the thing you would roll against them.
Yeah.
Would be right. That would make sense.
Yeah, because you add to the obstacle die.
And there is a local player who plays Arasaka. We were doing a specifically custom-made scenario that had like a timer. That was the deck. And he used the corporate credit card, which is an Arasaka card. So if you played this game, you've probably seen some of these things. I don't think these are new. But call out the corporate credit card, probably one of the most funny named equipment pieces. But you do a tech roll, and essentially you could buy something for a character that's in range of it. So that's pretty good. That's all pretty normal stuff. I think that might already be out. It comes with another deck, which is specifically not named.
Mine are named Edgerunner gear.
So you have Edgerunner. Okay, so these might be the generic ones.
Yeah.
So just kind of going through it.
Makes sense because, I mean, this is a pretty thick one.
Militechtica. Yeah, and then the rep values on these are pretty low. Does the rep values on yours start low?
Yeah, start real low.
Okay,
all
so
the zeros.
This might be incorrect information, but this might be the universal deck. Yeah, rarity universal. Right there. Yeah, so this is the universal deck that I've heard some rumors about.
Yeah, it's got some pretty cool cards in there. I've seen a sneak peek on a couple of them. Definitely some. Was it the finger?
Finger mic.
Finger mic,
Yeah,
which is
finger
really cool. You
microphone.
can do influence actions in yellow.
Oh, another mention of another thing, Kang Tao.
King Tao,
Which I guess
manufacturer.
I don't know if Kang Tao was really around Time of the Red. That's kind of when they came in. Was because Arasaka got kicked out, and Kang Tao kind of jumped into that hole. If you know what I'm saying.
I think King Tao was around during that.
No, they might have been around, but I think they got much more
bigger.
Yeah, I think they've got more
Militech
ground.
made a contract with them.
Yeah, there's Kang Tao guns in here. Executive fashions. This model gains defense influence 1. Oh, that's not bad.
Ooh, Militech upgrade for your cyber deck.
I'm looking for that microphone thing.
Ooh, body double.
Does that have like campaign implications? Was that?
Let's look it up. When this model is taken out, it does not drop a body token and keeps all gear and loot. All other effects is normal. Next time you inspire your team, deploy this model within red of any friendly model, and this model suffers 1 wound. Then discard this card. Being taken out this way does not count for any objectives. So you literally can just have this model play again with just 1 wound on it. It's 15 Eddie, rarity 6. 6 stars, rarity 1.
I don't see that microphone thing.
Maybe it's in the other deck.
It might be. But there's some actually pretty good, like this Militech T-Con, which is a pistol, all ranges, comes with Pierce 2.
Ooh.
That's actually, I don't think I've seen Pierce on a ranged weapon that's that readily available. I'm not sure I've seen Pierce on a ranged weapon at all. I know I've seen it on...
I've seen Pierce 1.
Okay, on wet range weapons. I know I've seen it on a lot of melee weapons, but that's interesting. A Pierce 2, and you can spend a ready action token to give this Pierce 3, like you aiming. So that actually, thank goodness, now we can finally take down cops with their not great stats at the beginning.
What's the star rating?
That's 0.
You get that right.
Just bring that right on there. I like that. That's pretty good if you're going up against something. So this would be really good against Arasaka, because Arasaka's got a lot of armor. This is actually, that'd probably be really good against them, actually.
And then I got the hacking profiles over here.
Go for it.
Yeah, we got, let's see. Going through, I have one that looked really funny. Molasses.exe. So if you hack a model, may not take any reactions unless they first discard a luck token. Because they're going slow.
All right, so we got the objective cards. If you have played this game in the campaign system, you're supposed to, which I guess I'm the only one in this room that's actually done the campaign system, how they designed it.
Yeah, we did Mac's homebrew.
Yes, so Mac ran some stuff here where he was playing stuff that he was thinking was cool. He just kind of made his own campaign thing.
Yeah, he wanted to try some stuff out. It was really fun.
It was fun. It was very fun. Maybe we'll have him on here and talk about it.
Yeah, I think he wrote some articles actually on the Monster Fight Club website, I believe, about the campaign.
Well, perfect. Go check it out there. I haven't seen that, but that might. I don't doubt that happened.
I'm almost certain that happened.
But the way it works is if you are if you know anything about Infinity, the classified deck it's very similar to this, where at the beginning of every game you're going to draw a number of these. I want to say you draw 4 and pick 3. I think it's something like that. I don't remember the numbers exactly. It's been a hot minute since we've done it. But a lot of times it's do something in the middle of the game, and it's designed to help with the catch-up mechanism, where if you're not going to win the game, it's at least some other kind of objective you can pull off to get some kind of bonus, usually for a different game.
Yep.
And in this case, we'll just look at the very first one, which is Get Out of Dodge, which is an Edgerunner's one. Obviously, it's the colors of the Edgerunner faction, which I guess is going more yellow and blue, reminiscent of 2076.
Yeah, it corresponds to the Edgerunner David's jacket.
Yeah, right. Which was the art-wise was portrayed pretty much through the entire show.
Yeah.
Because it's his mom's jacket.
It was very symbolic, yeah.
Which is an Oreo Meatwagon paramedic jacket.
Yeah.
Which is where that came from. Which, excited to see Oreo Meatwagon come into the game at some point. That'd be really cool. If anybody from Monster Fight Club is paying attention, I'd love to play Oreo. Anyway, but... so with this one, Get Out of Dodge, it's an Edgerunner specific one. End the game with at least 2 friendly models in the rival deployment zone with no friendly models in your deployment zone. So at the end of the game, you would check that. If you get it, you get whatever rewards on it, which is recycles. Discard this card at any time until the next time you inspire your team. All friendly characters gain +2 to their movement skill. This is important to know because some of these will actually come with cred. Where you get extra stars, which will help you get more advanced equipment much more quickly. The one thing I will say about the Edgerunner's cards is that when they were previewing these things, there are going to be specific parts of the deck which you can only use if David is the leader. So there's a specific David gang objective deck inside of this. And then there's also one where if you play as main. So when you're going through these, there's going to be art of the leader in the upper right-hand corner. So make sure that when you're going through these cards, you pay attention to it. But they're going to be different. Whether you can mix them with generic objectives, I don't know. We might get back to you guys on that one, but that is just something to kind of keep in mind. If you want to play the characters from the show, you have a special deck just for that, which I guess will probably play into the campaign system, which is coming up. And then to wrap up with the Arasaka thing, it does appear that the executive, the boss, is going to be a new leader for Arasaka, which is cool. It's always good to get new leaders. And he specifically has his own deck. Again, this is probably pretty well tied in with the campaign system of this.
Yeah.
If I had to take a lucky stab at it. You don't really need to worry about these cards when it comes to like competitive events because they probably just don't use them. They probably just use regular game rules. But if you're just playing with your buddies at your shop, I really enjoyed the campaign system. It adds a little bit of variety to it. Obviously, not all objective decks are made equally. But as far as I'm aware, I think you get the objectives before you make the gang. So if you get, or I might be wrong on that, but I think you should at least because it's similar to Infinity. You could pick a specific list in a competitive environment, but
that helps you get there.
Right. So if you get one where it's like survive really well, you could build a more durable gang. Like maybe you buy more armor or whatever. But something to kind of keep in mind. And then these are the cards. Yeah, these are the generic ones. And whether those tie in with the, I don't know. I can't tell you. And then there's also a generic Arasaka deck. They only got one leader, so if you're going to play the campaign system and you're going to use that leader, I'd say use the themed one because that's more fun. Makes sense to me, right?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
I guess, where do we start? We should start with, we should bury the lead, right? We should talk about the characters that people aren't excited for first to keep them in, you know? That's like
Jimmy.
Yeah.
The mercenary.
So Jimmy is a merc. He does have the merc keyword. He is in Arasaka, and he's a net runner, which makes sense because he makes brain dances. He's also a specialist, which means you can only bring one of them. Makes sense. He's a named character. Not a ton of named characters in the game. I think they were trying to pull away from it in some ways because there's obviously more of it, I think, at the beginning. Whether they're going to do more of that, who knows? I think they wanted to move to more generic characters, but it's always good to see named characters. So a brain dance is essentially a reproduction of whatever the person that makes the BD wants you to kind of see. So in essence, they make a movie and then you put on a rig, which is going to more specifically go into your brain, where it's much more interactive, where you can actually feel the things that the person that's like the cameraman, I guess is probably a good way to put it. You're going to feel the emotions and the things that they're thinking. I think in some cases you can actually like feel what they're thinking.
Yeah, you have the same like if they're very nervous, you're going to feel nervous type of thing. And
they even say, and in Cyberpunk 2077, they do go into this with Judy when she makes, because she also makes BDs, where they specifically will say that they really amp up a lot of the stuff for the emotional high of it because people are looking for rushes in this universe because, life is awful. But I see Jimmy Kurosaki. Kurosaki, yeah. I'm sorry, I mispronounce things a lot, and I'm always very self-conscious. He doesn't appear to have a not 2-star version.
Neither do any of the mains crew. So it might be in the other pack.
Interesting. That's possible. I guess we'll open it and see what comes out.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you lived in Florida. Did you ever go to the Bugs Life thing where it was like the 4D experience watching the Bugs Life?
4D experience? I think at Busch Gardens they might have had something like that.
But it's like it's very much you have all the senses while you're like wearing a VR rig.
Yeah, it's kind of like if in a movie you got to literally be the main character.
Yeah, in
the movie.
It's a great source of entertainment and
and a lot of
Jimmy's
other stuff.
On the darker side of it.
Yeah, the dark web.
The incognito mode.
yeah, for sure.
And that's not necessarily.
I know why this is heavy. Heraclitus is in this thing. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God! I didn't even remember. Oh, did that come in something else? Oh, okay.
Are you talking about the vehicle expansion?
Well, no, because they supposedly in this Kickstarter you could buy the Heraclitus, which is the max. I'm thinking of something else. Oh, I'm thinking of the other.
You're thinking of the vehicle.
I'm thinking of the other expansion. Yeah, they both came out like right at the same time.
That one was June. This one was earlier.
Those are the only months in the year. There's June
and earlier.
and then earlier.
What's your favorite month?
Probably Christmas. That's my favorite month is Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. All right, so this other box comes with looks like terrain, and this is probably going to be more the actual general release thing because this comes with terrain. It comes with the rangefinders, which if you're not familiar, if you're coming over from Infinity, the quality of your actions are determined mostly a lot by these rangefinders, which have the different colors. Listen to the podcast. We actually went over the general rules just so we don't have to talk about them here. But obviously we got the art for the moment. Okay, so we bought this at Adepticon. Okay, yeah. So I guess this was at Adepticon. That's right. Yeah, that's all coming back to me. Right, because you could buy it beforehand, and you could. Yeah, it's all coming back to me. But we didn't get the moment because you could have got it if you bought it at Adepticon, I think.
Yes.
So some of these might be already out. This one comes with another scenario book.
You got a little pamphlet telling you you can make your own Gonk story. So roll a couple of d6s.
Yo.
You get a little personality going on.
That's sick. That's amazing. They're Gonk specifically.
Yeah.
That's
What's
amazing.
your Gonk
Yeah,
story?
show that off to the camera. Don't be shy.
There you go.
This book is definitely not in the starter, the other starter. This one actually goes into, this is essentially like a campaign booklet. They're very much pushing the campaign part of this, I think, with this box, which makes sense because there's a lot of narrative elements to it because of all the named characters. I think that's super neat. Like I was saying earlier, I think the campaign system's super fun. This is a very good game where if you can turn your brain off and just be okay with taking your licks and telling a story, I think that this is one of the best games out there. So if you are playing Infinity and you're kind of like, I don't necessarily want all of the super competitive nature of it all the time forever, and I would like something that's a little more chill where I can just eat nachos and drink beer while I'm playing with my buddies, I think that this is a really good alternative to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does appear to come with a campaign. The campaign rules are in here, and they come with some scenarios, which some of these are similar to the campaign, or similar to the scenarios in the previous book, but it looks like there might be some new ones in there.
Next up, we got the rule book.
Rule book, fancy new art, obviously.
Yep. It's got art.
It's got art from the show.
It's got art from the show. It's got all the regular rules. It also has a little blurb in the front, giving you a little quick descriptions about each of the character and main's crew.
Which you gotta love them.
Yeah, I really like this.
Comes with the board, which is the standard size of the game. We might do we were planning on doing battle reports on here at some point. We just don't want to show anything that's not fully painted. So I apologize on that regard.
So we'll be using stand-ins.
Yeah, we might actually. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad idea, just so people could see it. All right, what do we got here? So we got the moment. So this is the model version of the moment, which is when Rebecca and Adam Smasher are having their discussion. It looks like it's only 3 pieces. That's one of the amazing things about.
Oh, nice.
Oh wait, there's 4 pieces.
Oh, never mind. We're out.
This is outrageous. One of the best things about Monster Fight Club models is that they're very simple to build. It's one of my favorite parts, and they get some crazy detail in there.
Extra baggies. You always love seeing that in the box when
yeah.
they give you extra baggies.
There's a lot of baggies in that other box.
You got beautiful terrain pieces and the connectors for it.
Oh, for the terrain. Yeah.
Terrain.
The terrain from Monster Fight Club, they got started, I think, by making game aid products. And the terrain that comes from their stuff, I adore it. Huge fan. If I had more money, I would have an entire table of their stuff because it's really high quality. I probably treat the buildings that came in the previous starter not as well as I should just because I'm constantly transporting it to place to place. It's really nice and it's durable. So the worst case scenario, it gets a little bent and it might fray a little bit, but it looks amazing for the price.
Yes.
And it's insanely durable for what it is. So we got more standees, it looks like.
We got a bunch more. This bag is hefty.
Is this what the weight of everything in here is?
Yeah.
And these are the standees of...
Main's crew, Jimmy, and then more Arasaka.
All the Arasaka stuff. So are these different than the other ones?
It's just, they're different. You have more. So those only
that's right.
Those only had a small, few and the moment.
Right.
This is going to have the rest of your Arasaka models.
It probably includes the actual, the starter box and some of the other faction models from Arasaka. Our producer's writing us a fancy note. We'll know the difference in a second. But, more standees. They look like to be of the same quality, which is good. It's not like a Kickstarter exclusive. I can definitely appreciate that. Dice. It does not come with the tiny D4s for the purple ones. Some missions will mention that in the previous rule book, or at least some of the scenarios I've written. I don't remember exactly, but they're not in here. Maybe they're moving away from it. It's hard to say. We don't know for certain, but if you buy some dice and it comes with different dice, that might be why. But there's no little tiny purple D4s in here.
Yeah, there's no downside if you have purple D4s.
No, because the purple D4s were like for environmental stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they were using that for. All right, we got a new colored deck in here.
More gear.
These are all hacking programs. That's awesome.
All universal. This is a lot of cards. A fat stack right there of all universal cards.
They have the most powerful thing in the entire world.
What is that?
The ban hammer.
Oh no.
Oh man. It makes you it does make you vulnerable. What does it do?
I got butter bars though.
Oh, butter bars is a thing that I think a lot of people have been waiting for. It is a piece of equipment that makes you a leader.
Yep, it's 0 stars, 1 Eddie, rarity 1 universal. This model gains leader.
So now if you're playing Trauma Team, you can have a leader and play a specific Trauma Team. You can play the Harmacists by themselves if you really want to.
Or if you want the dog to be the leader of
If you
the
want
police force.
If you want the police force dog to be really in charge. There's a movie coming out at the time of recording which is Dog Cop or whatever. I guess if you want to reenact that, I guess.
He's barking
It's beautiful.
orders. Got him.
All of these hacking programs do appear to be universal. I don't see any that are specific. Yeah, I don't see any of these that are specific to one of the gangs or the other. So these are a lot more hacking programs. I know that one thing of the game that I've always felt was a little undercooked was some of the hacking. I felt like a lot of the hacking programs that were at the lower levels weren't really all that useful. I'm sure people will have different interactions with that, I guess. But for the most part, we've played a little bit smaller games. The Kickstarter exclusive previous pack of Standing and Ding Arasaka. Oh, it was the white version. Oh, so I guess they have the different colored ones. Okay. So, yeah, I guess the Arasaka models are different just because they have the different art for the white division, which have new rules.
Yes.
Because they're more elite. We just kind of we're going to look at those in a second. They're right there. But if you want to play more elite Arasaka, I guess.
How
so you can
more
have.
elite can you get?
I don't know how you can. You'll have like 3 whole models on the table. But yeah, that's cool. I really dig that there's a new, what appears to be a generic hacking program deck. I would say that makes this starter potentially a fantastic. It's obviously a great place to start, but it gives value to somebody who plays the game. And if you play Cyberpunk Combat Zone, you probably like the anime. I mean, you'd be crazy not to. I think the anime is one of the best things that has come out anime-wise in a really long time.
I think it's also really helped the franchise as well.
Yeah, if anything, I'm not going to say it saved the Cyberpunk universe, but it definitely really kind of lit the fire under the butt when 2077 kind of had a little lull from its release, shall we say.
Yeah, the premature release hurt it, but I mean, even them, CD Projekt Red has put a lot to make that game really good now.
Yep, I agree. There's a loot deck.
I found it.
New art.
Finger microphones.
Oh, the finger microphones in that. Okay.
1 star for Eddie. It's +1 to your influence action. This model's basic command action may target friendly models at the yellow range.
So I really dig Piranhas. I think it's a really fun gang, and he was telling me that that's a really good piece of equipment for them. I agree, because I think that gang can only survive on influence interruption reactions. Yeah. So if you give that +1, it's also cyberware, which does make you hackable, which from what I understand, I think that was another undercooked thing, because specifically we know Max Tac is coming.
Yep.
And Max Tac has been alluded to be like the cyber psychosis division, which is supposed to take down cyber psychos. So there's probably going to be more, maybe like a push towards that part of the universe, which would be really cool.
There is a big tournament coming up at Adepticon.
At Adepticon, which will be there with standees.
With standees.
But yeah, they do have another loot deck with the new art style. I dig the black and yellow. I love that. It's one of my favorite color interactions.
Rubber Dock Love. Range of red.
Gross.
Heal 1. If this crits, heals 2 instead.
That's pretty good. Healing in this game is tough. Give that to a harm assist.
I'll harm assist you.
Most gangs have some kind of medic, I think.
If not, then you can always get like the chef. I love
You can always get chef. Yep, you can bring a
good soup.
trauma team. Yeah, you can get some good soup. You can bring a trauma team person. They're not bad fighting wise either.
Yep.
They're pretty solid models, but you got to buy a whole new box for it. You know, that's what you want to do. Whatever.
Yeah, we got mantis blades in this.
Classic.
We got
Classic
monowire. These guys are nasty.
Okay, yeah. Here are the downgraded versions of the
There
characters. Okay.
So we opened up the really good stuff first.
Classic.
Classic.
All right, so here we go. Atom Smasher. I think Atom Smasher might actually only be a 2-star model because he's a beast and a half. He is 50 eddies straight up. He does have armor 4 baseline. He's actually already in the game. You could already read. I think he's already in the game. If not, he is now. But he is 50 eddies. He's 2 green, 2 yellow actions. He's a monster. So whenever you take out a rival model, you get to refresh one of his action tokens, which is kind of crazy because that's mid-turn. So if he smashes you with the 2 yellows and then hits you with a green, he could refresh the green he just used, I'm pretty sure. Which is really good because most characters are going to have either 2 or 3 health, and his stats are pretty impressive. I mean, he's shooting on a 4, punching you on a 3, and he's got tech 2. He's also unkillable, so if this model is a cyber character, when this model is taken out, do not place a body token, which just means he gets away.
Yeah,
I guess.
He goes, I'll get you next time, Batman.
Batman. Then we have Tanaka, who is the leader in the new box, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. What is Tanaka from?
He,
Is it Boss Kurosawa? Is that what his name was?
Yeah.
Distract him.
Dun, dun,
Rattle
dun,
them, boys.
For the gear cards in this, they also give you what it looks like 2 sets. So if you guys are fighting over the butter bars and stuff like that, they do have it designed so you do have 2 universal decks.
Yeah.
In this, which is really nice.
That is nice.
It's not something where you have to each buy a box because you both just want that universal deck.
Yep.
You go in there with a buddy, you split it. You have everything you need.
Is it
you
split?
guys can go your separate ways.
Is it split down the middle?
Yes.
Okay, so it's already split.
So I went through the deck, goes 0 all the way up to 6, and then
Resets.
right back to 0.
Excellent.
All the
There
way
you
up
go.
to 6.
It's a 2-player starter. They know that. Yeah, so I'm assuming Tanaka is the other leader. It has the leader trait. Art, I think, is off. I don't think that's what that character looks like.
Probably copyright.
Maybe. Sure. That's probably true. So Tanaka is the new leader for Arasaka.
Yep.
He's 20 eddies, 2 green actions, which is pretty good because I know that the actions are getting more yellow, overall, so that's probably pretty good. Comes with the armor 2, which is pretty standard for Arasaka to have armor on him. He has authority, which is after you inspire your team, a free gonk enters from reserve. That's pretty good.
Bringing in the boys?
I like that. Yeah, he's bringing the boys to the yard with his money. He's got that corporate credit card. It's like, ching.
What if he gets a corporate credit card?
You could give it to him. And then I don't think you can give Gonk's equipment, but it's funny.
You can give him stuff so he gets like more cool things.
He does have the tech skill, so I guess he would. He's his wrist well trained at swiping.
We can give him the megaphone finger.
There's meh. I don't know. I don't know if that's how you can. I guess
Yeah,
I don't know if that's how you. I don't know if that's how you play Arasaka, but Arasaka is mostly just, hey, they're over there. We're gonna go over there, and then we're gonna beat them literally to death in Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft. So he's got a gun, which is the Needle Barrage. It's cyber gear. Deadly crits, Pierce 2. Love that. This action targets all other models within red, friendly and rival.
Oh.
So he that does happen in the show where the needles come out of him.
Like
I do.
porcupines.
Yeah, essentially, because as he protects himself. He does have 2 upgrades. We're not going to go over all the upgrades, but his stats go up and he gets more actions. Who'd have thought? We got Jimmy. 15 eddies, 2 yellow, armor 2, BD Boutique. This model may only be hired if your team's leader base eddy cost is 20 or more. That's actually kind of funny. Comes with Tech 2. He's got 2 Medic, which is not too bad.
Man's
that actually might be he might be good for the Ripper Dot Glove.
Yeah.
Then we got 2 Influence, which is fine. EMP Pulse, Stun 3. This action targets all other models within red.
Friendly and rival.
That's not bad. And it uses the tech as the attack skill. So they're defending on tech. There's a lot of models out there who don't have a great tech stat.
Yeah.
That could be a really potentially good attack.
I do like the attack everyone skills.
Yeah, the more like kind of blasty in a way, but it's not necessarily like a blast rule.
Yeah, it protects your big named people.
Yes.
You're willing to sacrifice the the gonks, which is pretty thematic.
And also, because he's a net runner, he might be a little deceptive because if you give him programs, he's going to be doing more actions than his action thing might entail, just because those don't take actions to cast, essentially. And then we have the regular, I don't know if these are updated. That'll probably be brought up somewhere in this game, because if you're in this game, you're probably going to be looking this stuff up. But if these are updated, I'm not entirely sure. We don't have the old cards. Heavy support still costs 15. It is complex and unwieldy. Ooh, okay, yeah. These look like they've been updated. Because the heavy Arasaka rotating cannon is rapid 3, deadly crits, complex, and unwieldy, which is amazing because that is similar to the Chicky Chicky Bang Bang gun on the Piranha guy with the minigun.
Bazooka Joe?
Yeah, Bazooka Joe. Don't at me on that. His name is Bazooka Joe in the RPG book.
He is.
And yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, but that gun also had complex and unwieldy, which means that you don't get the stat bonus for the gun, and you can only shoot it once, which is a godsend. So if you're reading these cards and they look different, they are, as far as I can tell. Unless I'm completely off base, and then you guys can yell at me in the comments, I guess. Because there's going to be people who are mean to us because we're new
leave
at this.
Comments.
Yeah, please do. Leave comments about how much you hate me.
Tell us what we did wrong. Tell us what we did right. Tell us what we should do next.
Tell me why you think Babyface Mike is the most beautiful man you've ever seen.
Ask for a social security number.
Don't do that.
Oh, no, don't?
Yeah,
don't
do that. All right, so, and then I guess they have more upgraded. Oh, and then there's the white division.
Yeah, we have the white division in here.
Are all of those 2-star?
Yeah, no, I have a couple non-2 stars.
Okay.
Like I got a white division exec assistant.
So they have different name. The art is the same. Pull out the executive assistant.
Oh, the exec
Not that one's silly.
Whoopsie.
Is it the same art?
Yeah.
That's the same art. So they might have just renamed them.
But this guy cannot be a leader. He's just a specialist.
Oh,
So
interesting.
we'll show the two arts together. Bam! We'll have a better picture of this probably superimposed over my face.
Wow. No, don't cover up my face. He's got the baby face.
Oh, my face.
wanna stare
We're
at his face.
competing on our faces. No, me.
Block my face. Stop it. All right. So I got the Edgerunners here. If you're ready.
Yeah, let's go through them.
All right. So these cards they have been on the website for a while. Whether they've changed or not, I can't say for certain. We don't have it up, but you'll notice that the majority of them there's like a ton of yellow. Tons of yellow actions with these guys, which is something I noticed when I looked at the cards before. And there's a reason, which we'll go over real quick. So David Martinez, this is when he's a babby. This is after he gets the Sandy. So he has the Sandevastine, which is a spinal implant, which means a lot to me as a Cairo, to see somebody's spine literally become like a endorphin injecting machine. I think it's super cool.
Are you worried about your job in the future?
No, I'm not. With how much people are hitting each other, there's going to be need for a good Cairo in the world. Anyway, but he's got Cyber Simpatico, so after this model activates, refresh 1 token on its cyber gear, which is interesting because the Sandevastine is different. I think the Sandevastine might be on a card. I want to say I saw it on a card somewhere. I could be wrong. But the Sandevastine is a separate piece of gear. David just happens to have it on him.
Because in him.
It's inside of him.
Yep.
And he has 20 eddies, so I'm assuming that's already incorporated into his cost. So the Sandevastine is put 2 yellow action tokens on this gear. These tokens may only be used to make reactions. These tokens don't refresh when you inspire your team, but with David you do, because when his team refreshes, he gets to flip one of them.
Yes.
Because he is David. So that is cool that he interacts with the Sandevastine a little bit better than other characters.
Which fits. It's very thematic.
It does. I think that's super cool. His stats are kind of He's very expensive for what you see. He's got 3 yellows.
I mean, that's just that's the 0-star. So as he gets stronger, he gets more stuff.
The funny thing is he does not have the shooting skill, so he's better in melee than he is shooting, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
So you may not.
Terrible shot.
Yeah, he wasn't great at the beginning, especially. But he does have movement, which makes sense. He's got some melee, and he's got influence, which is interesting. I'm assuming those stats probably, they're obviously going to get better as they go, but the fact that he is a baseline guy with 3 actions, which I believe is going to be much more rare going forward.
Yes.
Because I don't think...
You're going to see that with the leaders. Typically, you're going to have the 3 actions, I believe we talked about.
And and it's probably going to be a green and 2 yellow, which I think is pretty consistent from what I've seen anyway. But yeah, that's David when he goes up, when he gets better as he levels up. We got Lucy, who is a Netrunner, obviously. She has Crash Barrier, starts with a K. That's how you know it's the future. She has an automatic defense tech +2, so she's good at not being hacked or being hit by stun and all that stuff. So any kind of attack that uses tech, she's going to be better at defending against. And because she is a lone survivor, this model gains +1 when defending with a red dice. So when she is redline, she's a little bit harder to kill. +1's probably not a lot to keep you alive. She's only 15 eddies, but she could potentially be a lot more expensive if you give her a lot of programs, which is, again, why I think this character might be a little bit misleading action economy-wise, because of the fact that Netrunners will have more baseline action. So this character might be really, really good. Maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think Crash Barrier, I think with the more prolific stuff going on with net running, maybe that becomes more useful, but I don't know. I think that's going to be kind of reliant on who you play against.
I'm also noticing that a lot of these cards don't actually have any cyber gear on them. It's like Lucy doesn't start with the cyber gear.
Well, she doesn't have to.
Dario. Well, like you typically see it. Someone starting with some equipment.
Yeah, right, which makes sense. Well, because in her case, she didn't really have, because maybe she should have had a mono wire.
Mono wire.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, you can give it to her when you get to that point. Like, you know, whatever.
But typically from what I've seen from the from the characters I previously have in the game, I haven't really seen the layout like this so far.
I see. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So something I did notice in the new creative way of them doing things, there's less gear-specific things on people, I've noticed, but there's more words.
Yeah.
That seems to be more of a direction they go. That
more abilities.
I noticed that when they released 6th Street and Piranhas, there's more like specific things happening on models' cards. It was also happening with the wild things, I've noticed. Because there was more like words on the card than there was equipment. Okay, Arasaka is heavy is the same. I was wrong. Okay, I'm glad we have somebody fact checking us. It looked different to me. Don't yell at me.
Checking.
Yeah, we're pretty stupid. And I will say, noteworthy, when Lucy goes up a level, her tech skill does go to 3, and she gets a green action. I think that's probably one of the first characters you're going to want to upgrade, just because I think if you're hacking, you do want that extra number on the dice. Then you have Maine, who is a leader. He's got 3 punch, 1 shoot, 1 and 2 influence on his base card. When this model is taken out, refresh all friendly characters, which is to symbolize something that might happen in the show. We won't get into it. He has a projectile launch system, which is a cyber gear, which is essentially a shotgun with because it has torrent, deadly crits, which is great, and it uses the tech skill.
I will say his 2-star card, he's punch 4.
Punch 4. Maine does indeed like to punch.
He's big.
He's a big boy. Because he's got those the arms.
Yeah.
Which are great. Then we got Dorio. Dorio was the fighting specialist, I noticed in the show, even though she shoots pistols a lot. So she is a merc, and all these models are mercs, other than Maine, obviously, because you can't use another leader.
Yeah, it's an edge running crew, so every single one of these is usable with every other gang.
So you might notice these models permeate in any crew.
Yeah.
Just as they cover up weaknesses or
You'll
whatever.
see cool synergies.
Yeah, 100%. So Dorio, you might run with wild things for whatever reason, right? So she's 15 eddies. She's a green and a yellow on the baseline card, which is really good because green on baselines, like I said, I think it's going to become more rare. She's got 2 melee, she's got 2 medic, and she's got 1 influence. I think this is interesting that she has the medic skill because she's the one that tries to keep the team together. So you're probably going to see a Dario.
Yeah, she's the mama bear.
Yeah, kind of. And she might, again, be a model that you want to give the Ripper glove to. Just anything that can heal in this game. Because most of the time, if you're using the medic skill, you can only use it when they're redlined. So it's always good to have somebody who can heal more spotty in there. Then you have access to Kiwi. She is 20 eddies. She has 3 yellow actions on the baseline card. Already, you're starting to see a hacker who has a little bit more action economy than some of the other ones. She got +1. She's got 1 shot, 1 movement, 3 tech.
Base 3 tech.
It's pretty
amazing.
Good. For 20 eddies, though, she's kind of baseline expensive. She does come with Net Runner, so you don't have to buy her the cyber deck by any means. She has Snap Hack, which is when an attack against this model fails, the attacker gains a hacked token. I think that between Kiwi and Lucy, when I was originally reading these, I think Kiwi is probably the better baseline hacker.
Yeah.
But, funnily enough, it's possible that Lucy is a good counter pick to Kiwi, just because she has the crash barrier.
You get the +2 tech there.
which is interesting. So I think as of reading between these two, I was a little disappointed with Lucy at the beginning. And again, that might completely change once if you want to call it the meta changes.
Yeah.
Just something to kind of keep in mind. But I think Kiwi is baseline a pretty good hacker. To get a hacked token will make you vulnerable to being hacked, and there's other programs that only do stuff to people who are hacked. And if you gain the action economy, which she already has better action economy, if you add in the fact that she's hacking people potentially and it didn't cost you an action, then I think she gets a ton of use in that regard.
Yeah, I also think Lucy is a threat outside of just hacking, which also helps with her dodge 3. So put the mono wire with her. She'll be able to slice down people.
So even, yeah, which is true. And even at the upgraded level, Kiwi only keeps dodge 1, so she might just be vulnerable to being shot.
Yeah, she's straight hide the hacker.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, very much so. Or at least always have somebody standing in front of her. Yeah, right. Yeah, correct. So sweet. Obviously gets better when you go. So we got Pilar. Pilar is baseline card, has 2 greens. Not bad. 20 eddies. He's got 2 on the shoot, 1 on the move, 1 on the tech. He's got fast hand. This model's basic pistol attack gains rapid 2.
That's fun.
Fantastic. Huge fan of that. This guy is going to be the shooter of the gang. So I think that, well, I guess him and his sister, because I know Rebecca's coming. But this is probably somebody you're going to see in other gangs just because he's a pretty good shot. And you're just like, yeah, let me give him some good gun because he's got a fairly okay ranged attack skill, which is it's only 2. But if you give him a pistol specifically, it definitely gains a lot.
Yeah, his stats do stay low.
Heavy pistol.
Even going up to 2-star, he's 2 shoot, 2 dodge, 2 tech.
I would give this boy a heavy pistol and just start blasting. In a weird way, I think the green might be, I don't want to say counterintuitive, but like you crit more with the dice that are not as good. So if you were to give him a pistol that has deadly on it, deadly crits like a heavy pistol, you might not be hitting that trigger as much as you would want to. But you also gain rapid 2, so you get 2 rolls on it.
You can also run and gun with this guy.
Yeah, you sure can. Oh, well, so he comes with guns, which his Cupola automatics, didn't get into that, but which are rapid 2, suppression, and this attack ignores walking fire penalties. So anybody who's not aware, the walking fire penalty is when you shoot rapid. If you target another model within, I believe, it's either red or reach, there's a -1 to the shot.
Yeah.
And so that might be helpful for him shooting into crowds. That is kind of more opponent dependent because it's going to depend on their deployment, or where their models are. I think it's good. I think just having anything rapid is probably the best rule in the game. So any model that can just get it and put it on another weapon could potentially be a really good combination. But it's only pistols, thankfully, because could you imagine if you gave this guy like a sniper rifle and just get rapid fire shots with a sniper? That'd be amazing.
Bang, you're dead. Bang, you're down. Rocket launcher.
Then you know what? I'm gonna keep Rebecca for last because that's the one that makes me excited. So we got Falco, who is a merc. He does have the wheelman keyword, which I don't think right now does anything, but we know that vehicle rules are coming
with the next Kickstarter.
Correct. I believe the wheelman is the rule that you need in order to drive.
Yes, I
think is what's been alluded to. But he comes with 1 green, 2 yellow actions. He's 15 eddies. He's got 2 on the shoot, 1 on the move, 1 on influence. Evasive maneuvers when this model rolls a crit during a reflex roll, refresh an action token. That's really good. Because we can only really compare him to the chauffeur, which is in the Wild Things, because that's the only other model that I believe, as of right now, has the wheelman keyword. His whole thing is that if he's in a vehicle, he can take the hits for any of his passengers. I would be willing to guess that in the vehicle, you're probably going to be rolling your reflexes to not get shot.
Most likely.
So this, I think, is one of those things where you're going to get a lot of action economy because he can get a refresh if you crit, which you can never really, I think, rely on crits unless you're some kind of just Andre, somebody who plays here locally, who can just roll a crit monster on demand. He just does it on like whenever he wants. I think that's really good. It looks like when he upgrades, he gets another ability, which I guess we'll get into in a sec.
At 2-star, you have Driving Legend. When rolling reflexes against the obstacle die, treat fumbles as crits.
That's amazing. So if you're driving your car, you're not going to bump into a rock.
That's double the crit chances.
That's pretty good. Yeah, and actually, because if it's a reflex roll against obstacle dice that combines with his evasive maneuvering thing. Yep.
Yeah.
So when this model, I don't know if I actually read it. When this model rolls a crit during a reflex roll, refresh an action token. So actually, that doubles his chances. That's actually kind of interesting. So
you're
maybe
just, like driving over every single piece
trying.
of terrain.
You're trying to hit things in order to get the crits. You imagine?
You're like, all right, we're gonna go for the we'll go for the sidewalk. We'll go for the kid on the bike.
You're just gonna shoot at Falco. He's like, please just hit me so you can redline me. So I'm just rolling red dice. So I got 2/3 chance to get a crit. Oh, it's so good. But anyway. I think maybe you don't see him a lot at the beginning. He's a pretty decent shot, at least. He seems like he's actually useful outside of a vehicle, which I think does help his case. But we'll see. Obviously, we'll know more when vehicles come out, and there'll probably be more wheelmen to compare him to when we get to that. So we'll see. Then we got the leader, David. So this is when he becomes an adult on the streets, right?
The mean streets.
Yeah, the mean streets. So he is now a leader. He's 20 eddies, which I believe is the same as he is before. Yep, so he doesn't go in cost at all. He keeps the same skills, which is melee, movement, and influence. He keeps his 3 yellow dice, but he also retains the Sandevastine. As far as I'm aware, he's the exact same person, except his movement and his influence go up by 1. And then I'm imagining that when he upgrades, he probably gets really nasty.
Yeah, when he upgrades, he goes to 4 yellow. He is now 25 eddies, though.
Actually, that happens on the first upgrade.
Oh,
so you have a 1 upgrade leader who's running around with 4 actions. So this guy has 6 actions at the beginning of the game because of this with the Sandy.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
And then, so you're paying an extra 25 eddies for fight 3 and dodge 3.
Oh, so he actually goes up in cost.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Did any of the other ones actually?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen a model go up in price with their upgrades. Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah.
Yep, they're all the same. And then, I think. Maine might. He's 25. I think he's 20 in here. Oh, he's 25.
25. Yeah,
he's 25.
So it looks like adult David's the only one I've seen gone up in price.
That's interesting. Okay. And then we got the main girl.
Rebecca.
We love Rebecca. I think you're also a Rebecca fan, right? You're Team Rebecca?
Yeah, we're staying Rebecca.
Not that I don't like Lucy.
Rebecca was there.
She was the real home girl. I'm just going to leave it there, all right? If you disagree...
Yeah, you can yell at us.
Yeah, yell at us in the comments. But Rebecca, I think we're Team Rebecca here.
Yeah, in this household.
We'll ask the producer. What are you? Are you Team Rebecca or are you Team Lucy?
Lucy. Okay, all right.
All right. Well, if you want to see the Arachne crew get into a fist fight in a parking lot at a Denny's or a Waffle House, if we're gentlemen, we'll film it. Don't worry. We'll hash this out.
I'll hold the camera,
American style. I'll hold the camera. All right. So Rebecca, she is a Edgerunner. She's a merc. She'll probably be in every single one of my crews. She's 20 eddies. She comes with a green on her base card. She's got 2 yellows. She comes with 3 shoot, which is really good for a baseline person. 1 movement and 1 influence. This model's reaction attacks gain deadly crits. That's awesome. I think that, unfortunately, with reactions, most of the time I'm not picking attack, but that might just be the gangs that I'm playing, because if I'm playing piranhas, if I'm attacking back with a piranha, they're probably going to die, because the piranhas aren't really made for attacking. They're mostly for just being like a control, interruption, stun machine. So to me, I love the idea of it. And if you have a big enough gun, which is fitting for Rebecca, if you're attacking back with a reaction and you can kill them, great. Because you can just stop their turn. You can interrupt their turn by turning their brain off.
Yeah, give her a rapid gun.
Right. Exactly. So if you're going to use this, you're going to want to make sure you're equipping her with
the biggest gun.
The biggest gun you possibly can. So it better be like an assault rifle, or maybe like a super nasty shotgun like she has in the show.
Yeah.
Which I forget the name of, even though it's in the video game. It's like Hope or something like that. I don't remember. But either way, so Rebecca is definitely fitting with the show in that you just give her a very large gun and you just say, if you attack her, there's a very good chance that she's going to bash you in the face with a large bullet.
Yes, and their second ability is really funny.
So unpredictable. Love it. The model may roll red dice when making attacks. This does not change the action's color, which makes you more likely to roll a crit, but you're more likely to not hit if you don't crit.
But you are 3 shoot right from the start.
Correct.
So that is usually like 1 or 2 better than most of your opponents.
Correct. Until you get later in the campaign, at which point she stays at 3 on all versions of her card for her shooting skill. So she might be like a weird like skill check at the beginning of a campaign, but I think she will eventually kind of get a little watered down as you go, because if you improve her influence, it's kind of like whatever, because it's like you probably want to be shooting with her anyway. But when you do get her up to level 1, you do get that critical green action. I don't think it's worth going to the double green just to get improvements to her influence. It's always not a bad idea to get a +1 to your movement. But if it was me, Rebecca is the definition of a turret character. I'd put her behind a wall.
Give her a rapid 3. She's going to be rolling red the whole time,
Start
fishing for crits. That's all you care about with that.
It's amazing. And I don't know if you can actually get her access to a shooty bang bang gun or like a heavy machine gun.
There is a heavy machine gun in the gear deck.
Okay.
With a rapid, at least rapid 2. There might be a rapid 3 like high up there in the cost.
Great.
For influence.
That'd be awesome. And again, torrent weapons I think also deserve a shout out just because you do hit everybody in the range of it. So you might want to play her run up close and just shotgun things,
or have Falco drive her right up. Pumps, jumps out. Everyone's called up, and she just torrents.
Yeah, rattle them, boys. Get them. Shoot them with the gun. So Rebecca, I think, is obviously the shooter in the gang. I think Rebecca and
her brother
and the brother, I think, are going to be your shooters. Everybody else seems more melee centric as far as damage dealing. Falco deserves a shout out. He's pretty good at shooting.
Yep.
But I think if you take all these characters and you add it up, I want to say it comes out to like around 150, which is like the average game size.
We can math it out, right? We have the technology.
And we can do this because you figure 40.
You're gonna take young David or old David?
I would run Main's gang first just to see how it plays. So you got 25 there.
So it's 105. 30, 45, 150.
See,
Main's gang.
Bam. That's bar napkin math right there, baby.
I'm a scientist.
Yeah, that's true. So I think for the most part, that's it.
Yeah.
Just in case, make sure they're not hiding anything here. Nope, nothing hiding here.
Oh, wow, a secret.
Wow, an envelope filled with money. Wow, I can't believe it. That's a blank check. Thank you, Monster Fight Club. Yeah, we have actually absolutely no sponsorship from it. We did buy this with our own money. We're very excited. We want to see this game thrive, so I figured we would make this content. Obviously, knowing people in the company who are high up in the manufacturing of this game, we want to see it succeed because he is our friend, and obviously we want to see more of it. We're both also pretty big Cyberpunk fans.
Yeah.
And knowing Infinity, it is very much a more approachable way to play a game that's similar to Infinity that has like a reaction type system. We have some local players who also have really kind of been digging it just because of that aspect of it. So if you are thinking to yourself, so I guess who buys this box, right? You have your Cyberpunk Monster Fight Club simps like us who are just like, we're going to buy everything they make that we like because that's just what we do, right?
Of course, we're not simps.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going to buy it because we want stuff like the universal deck. We want access to more characters, especially more Merc units, which just kind of opens up different strategies and things that we can do.
So much more options.
Yeah, you got to love options. Or it's going to be somebody who's new to the game, watched the TV show, or is coming more from the video game side of it, where they're more from, because I've seen a lot of people say they don't want to play Combat Zone because they don't like the Time of the Red type A aesthetic. And it's safe to say that they are not going to focus on the 2076 or 77 timeline as of the recording of this video now. So I wouldn't jump into this thinking, oh, they've made Edgerunners, now they're going to put out Moxies, or they're going to put out what's another gang that's only in the Animals.
The Animals, yeah.
Or like the Voodoo Boy. I think the Voodoo Boys might be in the Time of the Red. I don't remember if Voodoo Boys are.
A different version of them?
Because I think the Haitian community had already moved to America because of there's like a hurricane.
They were in Miami.
Yeah, okay. So they're on the other coast at this time. Okay, so in this timeline, they may not be in Night City, but whatever. So those gangs still exist. We're obviously aware of them because we've played the game and we've read the books and blah, blah, blah. I would say it's probably not a good idea to buy this box thinking, oh, I'm now going to play Cyberpunk 2077, the miniatures game, because all my favorite characters, like, oh yeah, Judy's coming to the game. No, like there's been no hinting of any kind that that's going to happen. It might happen eventually, but as of right now, I don't think that's going to happen. So if you buy this, hopefully you're happy with the 2076 timeline that you've got, because I don't suspect there's going to be anything else that's not Time of the Red Zone for the foreseeable future that we can tell. We know that Nomads are coming, and we know Militech's coming, but again, that's combat. That's Time of the Red version, which for the most part, they're pretty much the same. Nomads, there might be different families, but they're still the Nomads.
You got the Shivs and all them.
Definitely, because you could play Shiv Raffen, I think is what they're called.
Shiv Raffen.
So I think you could play Shiv Raffen, or I guess we don't know. They haven't really released anything.
We don't know exactly what we have for Nomads. I mean, there's 7 nations, there's minor groups within the Nomads.
Yep.
But
I would assume there's some way to play the different families in some way.
They'll probably have like one for like each family. Maybe have like a expansion box for like a different family later.
Right. Yeah, it'd either be like different leaders, or maybe it might be a card.
Yeah, like they're probably going to start with like the Autocados, in my opinion.
Yeah, obviously.
And then they'll have like a different leader for like each of the families that would be around in Night City. Because I mean, you're not going to do the military group in the Gulf of Mexico.
No, because they wouldn't be here.
Yeah, they're over in Miami chilling.
Now the game is called Combat Zone. It doesn't necessarily say Combat Zone Night City, because in the universe, I think at the Time of the Red, I'm not sure if Pittsburgh is a combat zone yet.
The Pit? Yeah, no, that's you have combat zones all over the United States.
Because I think Miami eventually becomes one.
There's combat zones within Miami. New York becomes a dead city. I think there's combat zones there.
Yeah, I think it's like an Escape from New York Snake Plissken type thing, I think is what they were alluding to with that. But suffice to say, those are the people that are going to buy this. So the point I was getting to is, if you buy this box thinking you're going to be playing the video game version of the miniatures game, I'd probably say kinda, but you should probably be happy with the stuff that you got in regards to the show. But I wouldn't say that this is going to be the standard going forward, I guess. I'm not sure if that's the right way to put it. They're still focused on the red, I think.
There's a lot of content in the red for them to go through.
Tons.
I think they want to get a large chunk of the red down before, like, this is my guess, that we'd see any other expansion any other way.
Yeah. Because how long ago did the show come out?
3 years ago, I want to guess.
I feel like that might be quick. Which we don't have any idea if they had like prior knowledge of the show coming and they were like already started working on this. We have absolutely no idea.
Because 2077 came out roughly around COVID.
It was like right before COVID?
Right before.
So 2019-ish.
Probably 2021, 2022, I believe, is when the show came out.
That sounds right. Okay, so it's been like 3-4 years.
Yeah, roughly around that.
So how long does it take them to turn a show like that and then instantly make a product like this with miniatures and all that? We know that for the most part, when something goes through the heads of the creators of a miniatures game, it probably is going to take at least 6 months.
Yeah, and you got to work. They are working with our Talaris
Talasaurian.
I can't speak.
He can't. He always
as it's on the box, so you know it's approved for the miniature game towards the RPGs.
This one also had to go through CD Projekt Red.
Yes,
which who knows what that has caused, but both of those companies are well known to be like kind of cool.
Yeah, they're very chill. Everyone's worked together. There's a couple of strict things that you'll run into, but.
But you don't have to worry about like a Disney licensing thing where it's like everything can fall apart. They all seem to be working
really well together.
100%,
which is great.
But I think that pretty much covers it. How many booms are we gonna give this thing? I give it 5 booms. I think this is a fantastic product.
5 big booms.
Boom, 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 boom. I think it's fantastic because it adds something that we've been wanting, at least me, with the Universal deck. And obviously, new Merc characters is never a bad thing. I love the show. Like, I legitimately adore it. I randomly bumped into it while I was donating blood, and I was like, oh my God, this is the most incredible thing I think I've ever seen. I really love the show. So I will be playing this gang. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and everybody can see how much of a Rebecca simp I am.
Yeah, he's gonna have a full like shirt on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a Rebecca shirt on. Actually, I might have to get that.
I'm actually really excited to see the variety in hacking we have in this. Yeah. I think hacking was something that hasn't been tapped as much previously.
Underutilized.
Yeah,
for sure.
So it's something that's really gonna elevate the game, add an extra level that we probably haven't seen before. Where we're gonna see different gangs, not just necessarily focused like, oh, I got this great gun combo.
Yeah.
I got this and that. We're going to have the hacking little group go out there. They can just hack over and knock out an Arasaka troop.
Yep. And I think it would be pertinent for us to eventually play the contents of this box. We may not have it painted, but maybe we'll stream it.
Yeah.
At some point. And yeah, there is a Sandy. Sandy's in the deck. It's a six rep item, and it does the exact same thing. Yeah, so you can give any model a Sandy. Yeah. But regardless, I think we both support it.
I think if you're someone that likes board games and a fan of Cyberpunk and you were interested in getting into this, I believe that the mechanics that Monster Fight Club have is great. Mm-hmm. Coming from a board game background and playing the campaign that's in this pamphlet will probably give you exactly what you want, and then maybe pique your interest into the other products that they have and going in and getting more involved with this game.
This is what I would call a gateway to the rest of the game. The box that they're selling retail will not have the models. It'll only be the standees, which is really good because some people have problems with building the models and painting them, which is fine as long as there's no stigma around people who show up to like a major event with only the standees. Like, I know I wouldn't really care. Like, whatever.
Still, it's made by Monster Fight Club. I don't have an issue with that.
And they've straight up said that that's what their intention is to be like, if people don't want to play, whatever, which is fine, whatever. So I think it's a really good way to get more people just involved. Obviously, I think the community for this game is probably a little smaller than some other ones just because of there's a lot of just like the game isn't really well known.
Big yet.
Yeah, I think it's on the verge that eventually this will actually get pretty big. There's a lot of mini games that I think are kind of hovering in that space where they're like, oh yeah, this could be really big. It just kind of needs an explosion. I think that this game does it. I think Mythic Earth is another one. I think I'm not going to say Magic Girl Assault Squad, even though that's what everybody wants me to say. But there's a lot of games out there that I think are very much revolving around becoming more common in the sphere. To start challenge, they're never going to challenge. I don't think this game is ever going to challenge GW's dominance.
But I think it brings its own charm that doesn't interfere with the 40K type of people. There's not going to be like, oh, do I want to play Cyberpunk or do I want to play 40K? I think it's a completely different spectrum where you go, I play 40K. I also like a different style of game. I'm playing Cyberpunk as well, and I'm getting two different types of enjoyment out of this that you're just going to keep coming back for that reason. Yeah,
this is a perfect other game.
Yeah.
This is like the definition of a really, really good. I play this game, but I kind of want a palate cleanser.
And I think this is also a great main game yourself. Like if you want to focus on Cyberpunk, it's great. It's easy to get into. It's something that you can show other people. They'll understand it.
Yep.
And you'll have the great references between the anime, the video game. I think they're making a live action, and then just the RPG. Great transition coming back from bring characters that you can use in the RPG and bringing it out into the miniature game where they go, oh, I'm using Maine's gang. I'm using it in the RPG.
I think it's a big win.
Yeah,
no complaints from me. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts. I'm curious to see what the general community thoughts are on this. I think it's a big win, but who knows? I'm sure there's somebody out here who's going to just absolutely hate this. How could they release this before they released my favorite character in a apartment building that's in the video game that's really hidden away? Why did they release this stupid show? Nobody likes that show.
That's right. And if you want to make that comment, go ahead. I'll happily discuss it with you.
Just be nice, I guess.
Yeah, I will make any discussion. If you want to fight saying that we were dumb because we like Rebecca.
Because we are dumb.
We'll make that discussion. I'm not going to.
You will be wrong. You'll be wrong, but yeah, we can have a talk about it. But yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Reach out if you want to talk to us. I think the easiest way to get to us is Discord. I'm Dr. D, dr.d on Discord. Obviously, there's the Arachne podcast, which we have the Netwatch segment, which we will be talking about Cyberpunk. Hopefully, maybe the YouTube channel will turn more into like a battle report or like more of an unboxing type thing. I think it'll be really good. Been meaning to do this for a long time. Sorry it's taking me so long, but big fan of this product. I can't wait to see more of it. I want to play it very, very soon. I'm going to do my best to glue it and put it all together. I'll probably paint the moment I can. See what I did there? That was a play on words.
Good. Oh, that was really good.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Write that down. Write that down.
Oh God, my bad.
Good.
And I'm the inventor of soup on Discord and on Reddit and other places probably. Yeah, I post content whenever we have a new Netwatch episode out. I'm in the Monster Fight Club Discord. I'm active. You can @ me. I'll happily talk to you about anything.
And let's get to what's a good first sub goal, because then I'll get a Rebecca tattoo.
Is that the first sub goal?
That's gonna be the first sub goal, is putting ink on Dylan's body.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. What's a good sub goal? We'll do 1 million. 1 million. Yeah, we'll make that a stretch
subs,
goal.
we'll get matching tattoos on our forehead.
Team Rebecca for life, and then Ernie will get one from Lucy because he's a loser. Anyway, but thank you very much for watching this. Please share it with your friends and all that. Really hoping this game takes off, and we're hoping to be there right along with you. So
yeah,
have a lovely day.
See you later, Chumbas.
Bye, Chumbada.